Today in this hello friends, my name is Raju. I am working as a lecturer in Government Polytechnic for Women, Warangal. Today in this lecture, we are discussing about series and parallel resistance. So before with that, we are solving some problems on resistance. The example problems are: a copper coil has a resistance of 40 ohms at 0 degree centigrade. Find the resistance of the coil at 50 degrees centigrade. The temperature coefficient of resistance of copper is 0.0043 per degree centigrade at 0 degree centigrade. So here they given the resistance value of the copper wire equal to 40 ohms at 0 degree centigrade. So at 0 degree centigrade, we assume the resistance is R0. Here R0 equal to 40 ohms. R0 equal to 40 ohms, and T equal to 50 degree centigrade. T equal to 50 degree centigrade. The resistance value is how much? What is the resistance value of R50 here? So we know the basic formula. Resistance at any temperature, RT equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha naught T. RT equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha naught T. Here R50 equal to resistance at any temperature, that is R50 equal to R0 value is 40 into 1 plus alpha naught. They given the alpha naught value 0.0043 into T, temperature 50 degree centigrade. Then we calculate, the value is 48.6 ohms. The value is 48.6 ohms. Second problem: a certain length of aluminum wire has a resistance of 28.3 ohms at 20 degree centigrade. What is its resistance at 60 degree centigrade? The temperature coefficient of resistance of aluminum is 0.00403 per degree centigrade at 20 degree centigrade. So again we repeat the problem. A certain length of aluminum wire has a resistance of 28.3 ohms at 20 degree centigrade. What is its resistance at 60 degree centigrade? The temperature coefficient of resistance of aluminum is 0.00403 per degree centigrade at 20 degree centigrade. So here they given at 20 degree centigrade R value, that means R20 equal to 28.3 ohms. 28.3 ohms. Here temperature T1 equal 20 degree centigrade. At temperature T2 is equal to 60 degree centigrade. We find resistance at 60 degree centigrade. Here alpha 20 equal to 0.00403 per degree centigrade. Here we given R20 value, that means 28.3 ohms, T1 value 20 degree centigrade, T2 value 60 degree centigrade. Next alpha 20 value 0.00403 per degree centigrade. Then what is the value of R60? What is the value of R60? Here RT equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha naught into T. RT equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha naught into T. R60 equal to R20 into 1 plus alpha 20 into T2 minus T1, that equal to 28.3 into 1 plus 0.00403 into 60 minus 20. 60 minus 20. We calculate the values, we get 32.86 ohms. Here resistance at 60 degrees centigrade equal to 32.86 ohms. Next, another example. Let we see another example. At 0 degree centigrade temperature, the resistance and the temperature coefficient of resistance of a conductor material are 20 ohms and 0.005 per degree centigrade. At wall temperature, the resistance becomes 25 ohms. Again we repeat, at 0 degrees temperature, the resistance and temperature coefficient of resistance of a conductor material are 20 ohms and 0.005 per degree centigrade. At what temperature the resistance becomes 25 ohms. Here R naught given, R naught value equal to 20 ohms and alpha naught value equal 0.005 per degree centigrade. Next, RT value is given 25 ohms. Here what is the temperature? At 25 ohms, how much is the temperature? R naught equal 20 ohms, alpha naught equal to 0.005 per degree centigrade, RT equal to 25 ohms, then T equal to how much? Okay, matladu. Here basic formula is RT equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha naught into T. We find here T value. Rearranging the formula, T equal to RT minus R naught by alpha naught R naught. Here RT is given 25, R naught is 20, 25 minus 20 divided by alpha is given 0.005 into 20. We calculate the values. T equal to 50 degree centigrade. Here we get the T value 50 degree centigrade. Then 50 alpha naught minus here 50 alpha naught minus 26.97 alpha naught equal to 1.0789 minus 1. From that, alpha naught equal to 0.0789 divided by 23.0263. Alpha naught equal to 3.426 into 10 power minus 3 per degree centigrade. Alpha naught value equal to 3.426 into 10 power minus 3 per degree centigrade. Another problem. The resistance of a conductor at 20 degree centigrade is 3.0 3.15 ohms, and at 100 degree centigrade is 3.75 ohms. 3.75 ohms. Calculate the temperature coefficient of a resistance of the conductor and its resistance at 0 degree centigrade. So again we repeat it. The resistance of a conductor at 20 degree centigrade is 3.15 ohms, and at 100 degree centigrade is 3.75 ohms. Calculate the temperature coefficient of resistance of the conductor and its resistance at 0 degree centigrade. At T equal to, here T is given 20 degree centigrade, T1, and at T is 20 degree centigrade, RT equal to, that means R20 equal to 3.15 ohms. They given another temperature 100 degree centigrade. At R100 resistance, R100 equal to 3.75 ohms. The basic formula is RT equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha naught into T. RT equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha naught into T. R20 equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha naught into 20. R20 equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha naught into 20, and R100 equal to R0 into 1 plus alpha naught into 100. R0 into 1 plus alpha naught into 100. R100 by R20 equal to R0 by R0 into 1 plus 100 alpha naught divided by R0 into 1 plus 20 alpha naught, that equal to 3.75 divided by 3.15 equal to 1 plus 100 alpha naught divided by 1 plus 20 alpha naught. From the above equations, alpha naught equal to 0.0025 per degree centigrade. Here alpha naught value, we get the alpha naught value, we substitute the alpha naught value in equation 1. Then R20 equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha naught value is 20 into 0.0025. R20 value is equal to 3.15. 3.15 equal to R naught into 1.05. From the above equation, R naught equal to 3 ohms. R naught equal to 3 ohms. Next, we are discussing about series and parallel resistance. We are discussing about series and parallel resistance. So what is mean by series resistance and what is mean by parallel resistance? If we connected resistors in series, then it is called series resistance. That means a combination of two or more resistors which has one and only one path for the flow of current is called series circuit. In this combination, the resistors are connected. One end is connected to another end. The starting end of the resistor connected to the ending end of the resistor. In this way, we connect the resistors. Then it is called the resistors are connected in series. The resistors are connected in series. In the circuit shown in figure, the three resistors are connected in series. Here the resistor R1 and resistor R2, resistor R3 are connected in series. R1, R2, R3. Then in three resistors are series, the current is constant, that is I is constant. Here I1 equal to I2 equal to I3 equal to I. Then here we apply the voltage V, but voltage is divided into three parts. That means V1, V2, V3. V1, V2, V3. Here current in series circuit, the current is the same for all elements. In series circuit, the current is the same for all elements. That means I1 equal to I2 equal to I3 equal to I. I1 equal to I2 equal to I3 equal to I. Here, but voltage is divided into three parts. Here we apply the voltage V across the three resistor. The voltage is divided into three parts. That means V1, V2, V3. The voltage is divided into three parts: V1, V2, V3. Here V1 equal to I1 R1, V2 equal to I2 R2 according to Ohm's law, V3 equal to I3 R3. But here I1 equal to I2 equal to I3 equal to I. That's why V1 equal to IR1, V2 equal to IR2, V3 equal to IR3. So here according to Kirchhoff voltage law, in any closed loop, the algebraic sum of the voltage is equal to 0. That means here applying voltage is equal to receiving voltages. Applying voltage is equal to receiving voltages. That means here V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. So here current is constant, that means I1 equal to I2 equal to I3 equal to I, but voltage is divided into three parts. V1 equal to IR1, V2 equal to IR2, V3 equal to IR3. The total voltage equal to V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. V1 plus V2 plus V3. Then we calculate the resistance. Here we substituting equations. Here total voltage equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Then V equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. V equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. Then here the common term is I. Then V by I equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. V by I equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So V by equal to here total voltage by total current equal to total resistance, that equal to RT. RT equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. RT equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Here RT equal to total resistance. RT equal to total resistance. Next we calculate the power. The total electric power supplied by the source is in any series circuit is equal to the sum of the power in each resistor. That means here total power PT equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. P1 PT equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. Next we are discussing about parallel connection of resistance. Parallel connection of resistance. Here what is the parallel combination? The starting end of the resistors are connected at end point, and ending ends of the resistors are connected at another point. Then it is called parallel combination of resistance. By the definition, a combination of two or more resistors in which all the resistors are getting the same voltage. Getting the same voltage is called a parallel circuit. Getting the same voltage is called a parallel circuit. Here we consider three resistors R1, R2 and R3 connected in parallel across a constant DC source of V volts. Constant DC source of V volts. Then the current is I. Here I is divided into three parts, I1, I2, I3. But voltage is constant. Then the voltage here, voltage equal to V equal to V1 equal to V2 equal to V3. So here applying voltage is same at all the resistors. Then V equal to V1 equal to V2 equal to V3. Then current I1 equal to here according to Ohm's law V by R. I1 equal to V1 by R1, I2 equal to V2 by R2, I2 equal to V2 by R2, I3 equal to V3 by R3. But here voltage is same at all the resistors. That's why V1 equal to V2 equal to V3 equal to V. V1 equal to V2 equal to V3 equal to V. That's why I1 equal to V by R1, I2 equal to V by R2, I3 equal to V by R3. The current through the parallel combination is given by I equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. I equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Then we calculate resistance. Here I equal to V by R1 plus V by R2 plus V by R3. I equal to V by R1 plus V by R2 plus V by R3. R we common the term V, then I by V equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Here I by V equal to 1 by R, that means V by equal to R, I by V equal to 1 by R. 1 by R2 equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. RT equal to R1 R2 R3 by R1 R2 plus R2 plus R2 R3 plus R3 R1. Here RT equal to total equivalent resistance. The power is the total electric power supplied by the source in any parallel circuit is equal to the sum of the powers in each resistor. So here PT equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. PT equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. Next we are discussing about some of the problems on series and parallel resistance. When two resistances are connected, that means 10 ohms and 20 ohms are connected in series across a supply of 220 volts. Determine the current flowing in each resistance and voltage drop across each resistance. So R1 equal to 10 ohms, R2 equal to 20 ohms, V equal to 200 volts. R1 equal to 10 ohms, R2 equal to 20 ohms, V equal to 200 volts. We find I1 value, I2 value and V1 value, V2 value. These are connected in series. That's why total resistance formula R equal to R1 plus R2, that equal 10 plus 20 equal to 30 ohms. The current I equal to basic Ohm's law, I equal to V by R, that equal to 220 by 30, 7.33 amperes. The current through each resistance is same because they are connected in series. That means here I1 equal to I2 equal to I equal to 7.33 amperes. 7.33 amperes. The current through each resistance is same because they are connected in series. That means I1 equal to I2 equal to I equal to 7.33 amperes. Next we calculate the voltage across each resistance. Here voltage across 10 ohm resistance is V1 equal to I into 10, that equal 7.33 into 10, 73.33 volts. 73.33 volts. Next we calculate the resistance across 20 ohms. Voltage across 20 ohm resistance is V2 equal to I into 20, 7.33 into 20, that is equal to 146.66 volts. Next we take another example. The effective resistance of two resistances when connected in series across 200 volt supply is 50 ohms. If the voltage drop across one of the resistance is 80 volts, find the values of two resistances. Here they given total resistance, that is equal R equal to 50 ohms, and total applied voltage given V equal to 200 volts and V1 equal to 80 volts. V1 equal to 80 volts. We are rearranging the formula. I1 into 1 plus R2 by R1 equal to R2 by R1 into I. I1 into 1 plus R2 by R1 into R1 equal to R2 by R1 into I. Total current I equal to V by R, that equal to 200 by 50. I equal to V by R, that equal to 200 by 50, that means 4 amperes. 4 amperes. V1 equal to 80 volts. V1 equal to 80 volts. I1 into R1 plus R2 by R1 equal to R2 by R1 into I. R2 by R1 into I. R1 equal to V1 by I, that means 80 by 4 equal to 20 ohms. Here R equal to R1 plus R2. We want to find R2 value. R2 equal to R minus R1. R minus R1 equal to 50 minus 20 equal to 30 ohms. 50 minus 20 equal to 30 ohms. Thank you very much.